Anurag Singh is managing partner at Ansid Capital, is with us now to take some questions. Anurag, good to have you with us here. Thank you very much for your time. As expected, President Trump is juicing up America with Stargate and whatnot. And of course, it's showing up with AI, tech, etc., doing well. Here in India, though, I'm not sure it's to do with uncertainty around tariffs or I don't even think it's the budget in that sense. Not very much is expected, but just in a bit of a downdrift because of earnings growth, deceleration, especially on the consumer side. What's your sense, Anurag? What are prospects looking like near term?
Yeah. Prashant, morning. So Prashant, I think you summarized it well. I think here is the quick view. I would say one, look, Nifty is fine. I think if I look at Indian valuations, Nifty is rather a tad below the long-term average. There's no froth or overvaluation, nothing like it. It's exactly where it should be, a tad below rather, right? But the catch is the FIIs have a bit of in the short term, they have a bit of a veto on Nifty at least, right? Because they hold all the consumers, technology and the banks. The challenge is, Prashant, and I think I spoke the last time as well, and that's exactly after when the rupee kind of started to tumble a little bit. I think the rupee will have to find its level, right? If it has to go to 90, 91, I don't know where the RBI is comfortable with. But until the rupee hits the level where it should, really it's slightly overvalued at this point. At least that's what the RER suggests. So I think that's the take on why the FI on the margins might want to just at least, nobody wants to at least put in money, when there is a clear depreciation just, facing us, right? So that's one top view, Prashant, on Nifty. But I think largely, Prashant, on the rest 450, look, you can spin it either ways. Now, there are two views about it, but here is what I think. I think the longer term story, Nifty delivers 12%, but the other 450, collectively Nifty 500 delivers 10 to 11%. That has been the history till 2019. That has been the history from 2011 to 2019. It's in the last 5 years where they've delivered, Nifty 500 has delivered 15, 16%, largely skewed by mid and small. Now, that said, I think at September peak, about 50% of the Nifty 500 stocks were more than 50p. That's kind of unheard in any developed market, any major market, right? And forget, at the size at which India is. I think so that my view is it will take a mean correction. And that's what we are looking at. I sense is that, we need further correction in Nifty 500, which means Nifty mid and small and Nifty next 50. Really need to get back to the normal rate of return because India's story is basically large cap, big, major organized companies. That story is India's story. GDP growth normally is for the last year, even this year, has returned back to 10% nominal. So which is fine. So everything otherwise, other than that, looks great in India.
Anurag, hi, morning. So what are you buying? Where's your money going?
Surabhi, honestly, if I'm in India, I think just pick a couple of private sector banks and park the money there. I think IT is expensive. You can buy a little bit of healthcare, be it hospitals, healthcare players on the margins, But other than that, I would advise buy 20, 30% bonds if you want to time it, right? But otherwise, just keep buying Nifty companies. They're all good, but except that nobody wants to buy an HDFC bank now because they say, well, the returns are not great. Well, that's how it has been. But that's the only place of value, Surabhi. I think other than that, I think I wouldn't mind. This is not the time where, you can go all out, especially on the outside of Nifty 50. I don't think there is much room for appreciation, at least for 2025. I mean, if you are a bottom-up stock picker, of course, you can find a lot of gems, but I'm not one of them, not for the Indian market.
Hi, Anurag. Good morning. Good to see you. And Anurag, you've made this point, just reading a post that you put out with regard to the two-wheeler sales. They haven't moved much. And, it's time that we wake up and smell the coffee that the lower part of the economy, in fact, is struggling. Do you think that, the government is likely to focus on that as well? And you like to play some of these themes that could get some kind of a boost? Or do you think that, no, it's just too much of pain out there, you rather stay away? Wait for the government first to do something, and then, in fact, you get into some of these names.
So great point, Nigel. I actually hesitate to put anything negative, usually because it's I'm sitting on foreign soil, so I don't like that. But we are investors. We have to really speak the data as it is. I think it's pretty much obvious to anybody. And some of the people reply that, oh, look at four-wheeler sales, the car sales. Car sales are also struggling between 3.5 million. It has been for 10 years like that, right? I understand there are upgrades, but for a market which is sitting on such a huge demographic dividend, that's not the story which ideally it should be, right? So I think it is time where the government should be given a message that, look, it's not all hunky-dory. I understand there is liquidity flow from the investors, but that's not the real economy. The real economy in India for the last 10 years, nominal GDP is 10%, which is fine, but I don't think it meets the aspirations of the talent that India has. So that's a bit of a injustice to the youth expectations in India. I don't know. We'll see what happens here, but I think, Nigel, if I have to just kind of summarize in a limited manner, China is sitting on such huge excess capacity, be it EVs, be it green energy, be it anything else. I doubt whether investment in India will pick up because everybody is waiting for imports from China, right? So the world is moving so fast, and I think we are stuck in a little bit of a bureaucratic tangles, and we're not moving fast enough. That's a hard reality check, a little bit, Nigel. I can't say anything more than that.
All right. Why don't you come here and say what you want to say? All right. Well, points taken, Anurag. Good points. And thank you very much for joining us with that. Appreciate it here on CNBC-TV18 as always.